going to talk today about the concept of letting go and release. Little aside story to kind of kick it off. So I had a medical procedure today, really minor one, just kind of like a diagnostic testing procedure, but they give you that kind of twilight, low grade anesthesia that puts you to sleep for like a nice nap for like 20, 30 minutes. And I noticed as I was sitting, I've had this procedure before. I noticed as I was sitting there waiting to go in for it that I was a little bit like excited, and I've thought about this before that I enjoy that. I look forward to that part of the procedure. And I never really thought too much of it, but today I was kind of sitting there bored and I was thinking about it. I was trying to understand what was it. And a nap is always good, right? A nice nap is always a good thing. But I think there's something about, for lack of a better word, like the freedom in it, the release, right? So I'm 37 years old, as many people are around this age. There's lots of responsibilities. There's lots of things weighing on us at all times: family, work, social stuff, all different things, right? Stuff that's going on in the world, politics, etc. And to be in a situation where you're sitting, waiting to go in for this procedure, and you have an IV hooked up, and you're pretty much disconnected from the outside world. Everything's kind of being taken care of for you. You're under close watch and all that, and you're gonna go in and get a nice nap for 30 minutes, completely uninterrupted. There's something super appealing about that. There's something refreshing in that release to say I don't have to worry about anything for this time period. And I think that's a big part of what you enjoy in it, right? Or what I enjoy in it. And it made me think, about that a little bit further. And I think there's something to that. I think that a lot of the traits that I talk about in these videos, right? Empathy, humility, mental toughness, objectivity, logic, all these things, right? Gratitude, all these things that seem to be the right traits that we want to practice, that make us better people, that help us think better, be better, all that stuff. They are active. They are energy draining to an extent. They take effort to do them. For many of us, maybe for some it's more seamless or effortless, but they seemingly it's an active process. It's against our inherent nature in many ways, right? And there's a spectrum there. For some people, certain aspects are easier, but I guess what I'm getting at is it feels like we are compelled to this natural state, or at least this aspirational state of release and letting go and not having to worry, right? Like there's such satisfaction in that, right? And you can think of it in all different dynamics. You have a long day at work or a long day, whatever, in the car driving, and you get home and you sit on the couch and you kind of just let it all go and you watch TV, right? Or not to be weird, but let's say you have to pee really, really bad, and you finally get the chance to go pee, and that release when you get to pee and the feeling of it, right? At least from where I sit, like there's such comfort and pleasure and goodness that comes with that feeling of just unloading, letting go, releasing, and being free from all of it, right? There seems to be something to that. And you contrast that with what we talk about in these videos and the traits I was just talking about, again, empathy, logic, etc. That seems to be on the other side of it. And it's worth it, right? Don't get me wrong, I get it. I understand the benefits of it. But it's not the freedom, it's not the release, it's not the just letting go and letting it be. Which then leads me to think, right? Because you hear people talk. I've talked about gratitude a lot lately and different things like that, where people say that's what it should be. It should be effortless. When practicing gratitude, when positive thinking, when trying to be a better person, when trying to reach maybe a better state of existence, it's about letting go. It's about letting go of all the things you can't control and just being and just existing. And I get that conceptually to an extent. It's not a clear linkage there, but there's enough of a linkage where I get that. I get the idea that why that would be true, right? Because if you can get that feeling of release and freedom and letting go always, right, for all things, if you can get your mind to that place, I could see why that would be a great place to be. But I just don't know how it works, right? Like, how do you reconcile that with what I was just saying, right? These things that seemingly you want to try and practice, you want to try and get better at, and build habits around, again, all these different traits, mental toughness, humility, etc. That's an active thing. So how do you let go? How do you feel free from everything, but still be working and actively pushing to do those things? And right, and you can think of it even just day to day, right? I'm interacting with my wife or my son or work, and I'm constantly observing my thoughts, and I'm trying to think about where I'm breaking bad and where I could be better. And it's an active, energy draining process. I believe it's worth it. I believe I'm seeing benefits, and I have less arguments, and I get angry less, and I have better perspective, and I understand people more, and I give them the benefit of the doubt more, and I'm more grateful. But it takes work. There's a constant push that has to happen there. It's not that free feeling. It's not that just, oh, fuck it, just let it all go, right? What it feels like is, if I took that approach, I would just settle into my natural state and perhaps practice less empathy, perhaps be angry more, perhaps be less grateful, right? And so I'm trying to figure out how those things work together. I don't think it's wrong. I just don't think I'm there yet, is my most likely scenario, right? I don't know that for sure, but that's my guess, is that I just haven't gotten there yet. That I haven't worked out all the math. It just hasn't clicked for me yet of how this all ties together. And maybe that's the aspirational state. Once you really get it, you can practice all those things, do those things, but in a free way. But now it seems the opposite, right? It seems like if I was really giving in to my natural drive, my natural inclination, if I was really settling into kind of a steady state, a natural state for me, if I was really just letting it all go and releasing it, I would not do half of, if not more, of the things I'm doing now to try and better myself as a person. And that's something that leaves me questioning and trying to understand what explains that dynamic.